I'm Daniel Whittington, Chancellor of Wizard Academy and Whiskey Marketing School. How do you talk about whiskey without just being a complete poser? Or without like sounding like someone trying really hard to sound knowledgeable, but all the people in the room know you have no idea what you're doing. It's like walking up to the bar as a new first-time 21-year-old and being like, give me 3 fingers of whiskey, rocks on the straight with dirty, neat. It's like, well, you just spouted a whole bunch of words there, but and then you just described 4 different drinks. And so, just to be helpful, first, what does whiskey talk sound like? Well, very often, you're going to hear people who know what they're doing and are looking for specific things talk about scotch in a certain way. You know, oh man, that's a great Islay. Oh yeah, this is a really low peat. Man, this is a really interesting sherry cask. It's a really nice finish on this bourbon cask kind of blend. You know, these are a lot of words. In bourbon, you'll hear people be like, oh yeah, that's a really high rye. And it's real spicy. Man, that new oak is really dominating. It's really dry. Okay, do you see what I mean? And so someone can walk in to a bourbon and be like, man, this bourbon is better than, I don't really like whiskey, I like bourbon. And then immediately someone's like, because bourbon is whiskey. Or someone will say like, yeah, I don't like scotch. That smoky stuff's not for me. And then someone who knows what they're doing will go, but like a small percentage of scotch is smoky. Most of scotch is not smoky. Anyway, so how do you do it? Step 1, learn the basics of whiskey. Like, now, I'm going to assume this is not for everybody because some people are fine saying, I know what I like. I don't care about where it comes from or how it's made. Pour me that wild turkey. Or, you know, pour me that Macallan. Or pour me that Johnny Walker. Those people did not come on YouTube to hear tips on how to not sound like a noob. So already we're going to assume you have a certain level of interest in this category, whiskey, and that you want to kind of have some understanding. And I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not sorry because I actually love doing it. There's no way around it but to get some basic education. Now, the good news is you could do it for free. There are books, there are blogs, there are internet forums, there are YouTube channels, not just mine, that teach you the basics of whiskey, really, really great ones, really well-produced ones, podcasts. If you really want like what the online certifications are really great for, most people, so you've got the Moonshine U, you've got the Whiskey, Edinburgh Whiskey Academy, you've got our Bonafide program, Whiskey Bonafide. These are not because that information doesn't exist in the world. It's because the purpose of an online certification like that is to wade through and sift through all of the nonsense and curate a very focused, specific education that you can work your way through and kind of have a handle on it. That's what it's for. So if you got a couple $100 in your pocket and you want the basics, the fundamentals to really understand some of those things, man, those certifications are a really great way to do it. The Edinburgh Whiskey Academy does a great job of everything from all Scotch and Irish to world whiskey is included in the single malt and diploma. And then now they get the American single malt program, which is amazing. The Bonafide whiskey enthusiast that we designed and the Texas Bonafide, those are both great. The Stave and Thief does the Bourbon Steward online. It's great. Those are all great. But you have to learn the basics. You have to understand what people say when they talk about the regions of Scotch, what they mean when they say peat. You have to kind of do some research to understand what does somebody mean by barrel proof? What is angel share? What is a mash bill? When someone says high rye, what does that mean? What is an independent bottler? I would argue like a tier 2 of knowledge in Scotch. And so these are the basic fundamentals of things that you should get. Great book, Lou Bryson's Whiskey Masterclass. Great book for covering all the basics of the fundamentals of everything. There are lots of other really great books if you really want to nerd out. But just for like the fundamentals, that's a great one. Davin de Kergamo's Canadian whiskey book. There's so many. And there are great ones that are great stories. So do a little research, get some education. I'm gonna try this whiskey and then I'm gonna finish with the point of whiskey knowledge. Fair? Okay. Now this is an independent bottler signatory, and this was done specifically for Specs, which is a liquor store in my area in Texas. They are based out of Texas, I think originally out of Houston. And, I don't know if that's true, actually. I thought it was Houston, but we'll see. Who knows? Anyway, this is Caol Ila. Caol Ila is, I love Caol Ila. It's not for everybody, but Caol Ila is owned by Diageo. They were founded in the late 1800s. They changed hands, like 1863, I think. They changed hands multiple times. No, it was before 1860, 1846, so mid-1800s. 1846, 1860, yeah, 1846. Hector Henderson. Anyway, now Diageo owns them, and it's the smoky component of all the Diageo blends, typically. Not always, but typically. So like what makes Johnny Walker Black smoky is likely to be Caol Ila. I love it because it's got a different kind of smoke profile than Lagavulin or Laphroaig or Ardbeg. It's got this sort of all the smoke and sparkle and roof, but then all the sweetness and lightness and honey, and then this sort of middle scoop where it's almost like a donut typically. But also what I've found is I bought more and more independent bottled versions of Caol Ila, which just means some company like Signatory went in and bought some barrels from Caol Ila and then released them, typically one barrel at a time. Like this is one barrel, cask number 302488. There were only 272 bottles. This is a 17-year-old bourbon cask Caol Ila. We did a Caol Ila independent bottling lineup, and I might do one for the channel, of like 5 different Caol Ila independent bottlings. They were all Caol Ila, but there was easily a 20% flavor profile change between those 5, and it was remarkable how completely different Caol Ila presents itself. It's very much a chameleon in the sense that as a blender, I could see how you would really love Caol Ila's ability to sort of change and shift and alter itself. This one specifically on the nose, smoked honey and apricot. Roasted peaches. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Slightly ashy, slightly very smoky, honeyed peach on the palate, and just dense as crap. All right, that rolls across everything. I might add a little water to that. That is 56%. It's actually not that high compared to what I was just drinking a second ago in another video, but it comes across stronger. I always, what I love about Caol Ila's smoke, for me, this is how I experience it. Laphroaig has this sort of more briny smoke. Lagavulin also has this sort of like driftwood washed up on the beach fire, where you're having like a campfire on the sand by the beach kind of smoke. Ardbeg is a meaty, hefty, weighty, oily smoke. Caol Ila to me always has this sense that you've gotten this like fruit dessert of peach, pear, or apricot, but then you've got it roasted. And I love that combo, and honeyed through everything. I'm gonna add just a little bit of water to this. So, whiskey knowledge. You came here because you wanted to know how to not sound like a noob. What I'm gonna tell you is the most important thing of this video. It doesn't matter. Curiosity and honesty is all that matters. You are never gonna study enough to know all the answers and get them all correct at the exact right time. I get things wrong in these videos almost every other one or every one on a regular basis. And I know this because my nerd friends text me, Reed. And they're like, well, you actually got this wrong on these 3 things. And I have been studying this aggressively and teaching it and living in the industry for 12 years now. There's no amount of research that is going to keep you from not screwing up something somewhere. But if you approach a category, this is true in all categories, by the way, if you approach the whiskey category with humility and the desire to learn and being transparent about what you do and don't know, and with a sense of humor about your own mistakes, you're going to be fine. Whiskey people who love whiskey love nothing more to teach other people about whiskey. And if you're like, hey, I know this thing I think, but help me understand this thing. Oh, you are going to make someone's day. Showing up and having all the answers, not nearly as powerful as showing up, connecting with another human being, and showing open curiosity and the willingness to learn. You'll have a better experience not trying to sound confident than you will by being a confident whiskey person in the room. The main point of all whiskey, that's the main point. Oh, with a little water, the ash subsides. It gets a little more honeyed and soft, almost grassy and hay. Oh, and buttercream now. That's a delicious pick. That's lovely. 17-year-old Caol Ila. As always, the point of whiskey is drink good whiskey. And good whiskey is whiskey you like the way you like to drink it. And don't hang out with assholes. And then you will be fine. Cheers to you. And I'm really glad you're here. Don't hang out with assholes. Like and subscribe. Maybe. Maybe don't like and subscribe. No, I'll be fine. I'll be nice. Yeah. Also, I'll give you all the free whiskey knowledge.